Tonight on EA Sports. It's Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. It's the Cleveland Browns taking on the Buffalo Bills.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row. Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, they're in a real groove of late, winners of 5 of their last 6 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
And they got the win, so I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. The numbers for Jones last week, 19 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
On second down, it's Jones. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Houston over the middle, complete. That's Townsend. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Off play action. Houston rolling to his right. He's going to take off with it. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. This one caught by Davis. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, Pick out the plays that work best for you, and you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Punter Sterling Hoffrichter out now on 4th down. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bills will take over at their own 20. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And what a performance in his last game. A couple of touchdown passes. That was positive.
But more than 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. What did Vince Lombardi say, though? Winning isn't everything.
It's the only thing.
And that's what he hangs his hat on after last week's game.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
He was taken down at the 20.
The numbers for him from a week ago. Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Complete.
11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
The tackle made at
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Going to give this time to the tailback. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This is the tight end fan. And this effort won't do it. He needed to get to the 45. He's a yard or 2 short. It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game. Still leaves him with 4th and short. Any chance you go for it?
It's definitely in the back of my mind. In fact, I've discussed it with my staff all week long, different situations that I may want to go for it. Where's the ball in the field? Do I have confidence in my trigger guy? What am I going to do? I'm also talking about my analytics department. What are the odds? If I don't get it, what's it going to do to me the rest of the game? Personally, I end up taking all that, putting it in my head, and making a decision. And you know me, I'm probably going to go for it.
Wow, you want to make an opening drive statement.
Yes, I do. Once I have the ball and I've got around the move, I don't want to just give up that easily.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Brandon, 4th and 1 on their own side of the 50, and they decide to go for it. As a former defender, I take that personally. I can't believe they let them pick that up. They should have swarmed the line of scrimmage and stuffed that one.
Not surprised, though, because they told us about the supreme confidence they had in the O-line, and they were able to get that yard. They'll run on first down. Mayo, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ferguson. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty. And this carries into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now left side on the swing pass. 7 yards there and a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bills 7, Browns nothing.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
To the running back.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On second down now. It's Jones, and he'll be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 33. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Houston, and he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there, Bank at the 39-yard line.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Back to throw. Houston. Johnson with a completion over the middle. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They got to get to the 23 here on third. Operating from the gun, Houston. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
An 8-yard loss brings up fourth down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
And here's Hoffrichter now, the punter, as he sends this one away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
And it's third down.
Looking to throw. Castillo able to find Harris, complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
He's brought down. At
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
First down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Off the bootleg. Castillo. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
2 yards on the pickup.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Castillo now to throw on 2nd down. And this is incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Castillo. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they can catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass.
That keeps the score. Bills.
So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Four minutes to play here in quarter number 2. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. On the delay, Jones. And he'll be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 27. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They have punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
On first down, Jones. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Over the middle, complete. It's Wade. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And his kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
26-yard line.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
3 brings up 2nd and 7.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Castillo. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Back to throw. Castillo. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he is going to have a Bills first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 3 yards to go on second down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going. I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his fifth catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Back to throw again. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. So the Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
First down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the gun, Castillo. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick.
Intercepted. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Man, where has the season gone? We're into week 15 now. So let's give everybody a look at what's coming up here on what should be a very interesting weekend of football. One of the best of the early games, we'll highlight it there. The Giants in for a stern test at home at MetLife Stadium, as they'll have to contend with the New England Patriots. In the late afternoon games, all eyes will be on Las Vegas, a glitzy matchup there, where it'll be the Raiders taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And then lastly, the nation gets a good one on Monday night between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line.
For the running back.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Mayo. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. In lieu of the sneak on 4th and inches, they just say, give it to the big man in the backfield.
Yeah, a fullback no less. Not many of those left in the NFL, but for those that have one, perfect time to use them. Perfect time to get it done.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's Castillo off the bootleg. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Well, we know he has pretty good hands on display there. In fact, he only needed one of them.
Yeah, nowadays, all these receivers work on this, right? They do the one-handed catches off the machine in practice. They do it with their quarterbacks. They do it contested, uncontested. They make it part of their repertoire.
And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 12 yards that time and a Bills first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down.
Another carry.
Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
1st and goal.
A good pickup there, a 22.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal.
They'll keep it on the ground. Mayo, and he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bills will extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big choke play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
6 on the carry.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Looking to throw. Houston. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for a loss.
Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Operating from the gun. Castillo got his man complete over the middle. That's Ferguson.
Complete to number 49.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Again to the fullback on the dive. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line.
He's brought down at the
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns 16. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And it's 21-3. So that drive in total 8 plays. And was polished off by the touchdown run from the 16-yard line. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will make it into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
There certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
Throw left side complete. It's Townsend. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Back to throw. Houston, the left side completion to Jones. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
They will find Davis. That's complete.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
At the Bills' 41-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the gun, Houston. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. His throw caught right around the 6. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. He got 29 yards that time.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And this time he is in.
Yes.
A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns get a score closer.
We got a little bit of everything on that run. Offensive line creating some space, but how about the guy running behind his pads into the end zone?
What does that mean when a guy says running behind his pad?
Means that he's going to be a physical runner. That way he's able to use his shoulder pads, his forearms, anything to ward off people and power his way forward.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it makes the score 21-10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Bills are going to recover. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now Castillo looking to throw on 2nd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Buffalo.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Ball carrier.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. To throw again, Houston. To To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Houston. And that is incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. 76 yards. And the Browns are back within a score.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. So still a little work to do here, but they got the much-needed conversion.
So they got that taken care of. Now you would assume onside kick in order to try and get the ball back again, in order to try and kick at least a tying field goal.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Buffalo set to get the football back here. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll keep it on the ground. Mayo. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Castillo to throw on 3rd down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And take it right at the 35. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
3 yards to go.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 27-yard line. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try.
This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Jones. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 9.
Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. From the gun, Houston. And Jones has it over the middle. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The Browns send out their punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they've got 2 timeouts, maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled because we're in OT. This is big time.
He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns 16. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Harris has it over the middle. And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Buffalo.
In overtime.
Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Buffalo, they get...